Hi everyone. Here I was thinking I'd finished with Holbrook, and yet there was the zip. So what I want to make is a zippered bag, and I said in the last video that I felt that this was too big. I don't want a zippered bag that big. And then I had a light bulb moment where Christine from Christine's Home Affairs, she does some wonderful sewing machine videos of how to make bags and things like that. And I remembered that she just sews across and cuts it off. And I thought, well, there you go. How good is that? That's perfect. So that's what I did. I went backwards and forwards. So this is the only thing I'm throwing out from that whole Holbrook stash. That's pretty good. So I've stitched, it's yellow so you can see it better on the back. I've stitched backwards and forwards a couple of times to hold the teeth together. And then that still works. You get to the end and it stops where you've stitched it. Isn't that perfect? So this is the last thing I can make from the Holbrook Op Shop haul, which means I need to start the next haul, which was at the, I think it was Gundagai Vinnie's, I think. Anyway, I'll go through what I got and work out if there's anything here to use for my zippered bag or pouch or whatever. This, I love this, and I know that it says welcome home. It's got a house. Hope you can see it with the stuff behind. It says 1989 and it's got a calendar there. I've got one or two friends that were born in 1989, but I just thought, I love that house. It's just beautiful, and I even love the calendar. It actually doesn't say, oh yes it does, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it does have the days corresponding. So that year won't work for any other year but 1989 or the corresponding years that work for that. But that's okay. I still think it's beautiful, and I love the house and I love the border, but that won't work for external for a zip. Every so often I just see a crocheted blanket that I really love. I've got a couple around the house and I just like putting them on the end of the bed. They're just delightful to me. That didn't break. Where's my scissors? Here they are. And I just love this because as I don't like frou-frou so much, but I do like sort of soft and fluffy. And I just thought that the way that this one, so it's not big. It's more of a lap blanket or a chair blanket. And I do love my yellow. This has got a few different types of wool. So this is actually one of those really fine sort of mohairs. And then they've just used one of these feathery ones. But I love it. I love it. I might just keep it in here on my chair. I'm going to put it on my lap now. So this one wasn't a bad haul because it had quite a few of these wools, which I like. Oh, and one tatting. So every so often I do try to get some tatting because I love that. I love it because it reminds me of what the ladies would sit and make. And I feel that the tatting ones are far more precious just simply because it probably took a lot more time than crocheting a rug or something like that. So that is very special. So this is all these little embroidery wools, which I've already got some of, but I thought, oh, you know, when it's, what was it? How much was it? I can't even see. $4. When it's $4, you just go, I'll just add them to my stash. So now I actually need to use them in a project. 7519 wool, pure Yeah, pure wool, but it hasn't got a brand on it. What about this one? Oh, this is a Semco goblin wool. They're the same weight, 8 meters. Doesn't say anything about what the weight is. More Semco. Oh, this is DMC. So there's a good variety, but oh yeah, I can see the DMC is just a bit thinner for tapestry, and these ones are thicker. And a good variety of colours, and some yellow. Quite a good variety of colours, and this colour, I love this colour too. It's nice. In fact, maybe kind of goes really nicely. But I will put that back on my lap. Oh, and that is beautiful and toasty. Look at this little extra bit of green fluff. How cute's that? Not sure if I'm going to get to use that in this particular project. I'm getting there. This one was $1. A whole dollar. And look, I thought this was interesting because it's not very often you get these odder shapes where they come in at the sides. It's sort of a bit like, almost like a butterfly. Like the bottom of that's almost like a butterfly. But this has got this beautiful detail. Little circles. Beautiful white work. Cut circles. Possibly that might work with that zippered bag. And let's see, maybe these, let's see, $4, and it's a whole set of these ones. Aren't they beautiful? They've all got this lovely crocheted edge. Little stains, doesn't matter, we use them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was probably originally a set of 10, and someone thought it was no good anymore, as there's only 9, not 10. Isn't that odd? But they're all in really good condition. I think I'm going to use one on my table. Apologies about the dog barking next door if you can hear that. He's probably going to go the whole time, and I just went, you know what, I'm just still making a video. But I was trying to get my MBN updated to faster fibre, and the man came, and it turned out that the little box that he had to look at to update it was in between my house and number 4. And so it's at the front door of number 4, and he was not happy, that dog. He's there on his own watching television, and he just was not happy about that man being at the door. So he's still barking now. Even now he's still barking. And that was half an hour ago. And it turned out that the box I would have to have the router in my bedroom, and I just didn't want that. Anyway, look at this. I don't know what it was originally, but I don't know why it's even in this bag, but look at it. I love it. I'm going to put that in the junk journal. So that's my first use of this op shop. That's the first. I got, this was really special. These are all handles for bags. And I just love these old bamboo ones. I love them. I don't necessarily love the old wooden ones, but I can see I could see myself crocheting something that fits with that. In there. I'll have to find this the brass things come off the end of that. But that's really pretty. So imagine that. You can put your material through here. Open it, shut it, and it's got a little handle. So that's missing. This was $10 for all these beautiful handles. But how about this one? Oh, that plastic's maybe not good for a junk journal. It's breaking up everywhere. But look at these. How they're very heavy. Imagine these though. maybe a bit too small for that. I mean, I could somehow manage that these are attached to this. I could stitch here and cut it smaller. So somehow it will be like that. Not convinced. All right, so I haven't really, other than maybe using some of these doilies, found, I was hoping through this stash to find a bit of material I could use. And let's see if I could do that. I think I need to get my shape and size though. I think this would be nice on the front and on the back in half, but I think I want a bit of material under to be able to stitch these on. So do I break into one of my next stashes or not? That's the question. Oh, my other ones are really big. It's a big haul, so I want to try and start using up these things. It's funny, isn't it? We set ourselves these little rules of what we want to achieve, and then we realise maybe I went a bit overboard thinking that was going to work. All right, possibly this would work. I think I want it longer. Because if I have, oh, that might be interesting as the base. But if it's like this, it's not really very deep, is it? I'm quite happy to use this and to use these to go on here. But I am not 100% convinced that that smaller size is what I want. Oh, and this plastic, it's everywhere. My goodness, I wish I'd have not taken that out of the bag. Okay, so I need to find from my stash some material that is going to be this wide by at least maybe this depth, the length, you know, down to here. I can't, off camera, this depth. Get my ruler. So this is about 24 centimeters or 9.5 inches, and I need a bit of material that's around about 22 or 8.5. So 24, and I got these friction pens because my friction pens are all over the place and I can never find one, and I just decided I'm going to put one in every bag, one in every little pouch or bag that I've got, or vessel. So I've got different colours. And I thought this is fun, because if you're drawing up some leaves or something, that green will be really good. So for now, it was 24 width, W, 24 centimeters or 9.5, depth roughly 22 centimeters or 8.5, 8.75. That's what I'm looking for, that size. So while I was getting out my tub, which is specifically for hemp and French antique tea towels and other little sundry items, I saw this. And this was from that op shop too. And look at the size of it. It's almost like a king size. But look, isn't it beautiful? These are just so gorgeous. I mean, I do find them every so often, and I think were these machine made, because look, it would have taken so long to make, but it's huge and it's actually really in very good condition. The last couple I've had were gifted to me, and I have ended up cutting them up and putting them in packs, but look at it, it's beautiful. I'm actually going to go and put that on my table with a beautiful vase of flowers, and I'll insert a picture here. Right, so I could use this because this is a nice bit of linen, or no, I think this was hemp, and there's a lot of it, and this is great for a backing. It's really good for backing. I'm just smelling this stuff from Deb's dollhouse here, and she just uses something really nice to wash the stuff with. It's just so nice. Oh yeah, that's easy. That's a possibility. This would be too fine, but oh, look at it, it's just beautiful. Oh, all right, I'm taking that out and putting it on this bag. So that's really nice. All right, this is a bit of antique French. That's really, actually, let's see, 'cause that's, I think I'd rather use the white than this one, because I like painting on those. So let's put that over there. Oh, Deb, you just, I don't know what you use, but it just smells so good. And this stuff's lovely. This was one of those large tea towels that the French love so much. So I need 2 bits of 24 by 22. So there's plenty, I can easily do that. So I'm going to make that a bit bigger actually, just so I've got some selvage edge. So 24, I'll make it about 26, just so I've got extra. So I need 2 of those. And as it'll be, oh, everything's happening today. Next door's popping out. Well, here's a funny story. Because anyone who's a mum can relate. So the car wasn't, it's been school holidays, so the car wasn't there for a few days, and Nora said, oh, have they gone away? And I said, oh yeah, sometimes they do. They go up to Wagga, where they're from, you know, that's where their families are. And I'm going to get the mail, and she was out in the front garden watering, and I said, oh, I thought you'd gone away. And she goes, oh yes, he took the boys away. She was like, oh, he took them away for a few days. she was so happy. And I think every mother can understand that sometimes it's really nice to have a little break. And I went, oh, how lucky. She said, I can't believe how much I'm getting done. Isn't it cute? Because her boys are, I think 4 and 7 or something like that. So, you know, it's hard work. And great joy, of course, because we love our kids. But, yeah, made me laugh, made me smile. I remembered those days where I'd just be like, oh, don't you want to go away somewhere? I'm sorry, I can't go. We love them. All right, I am left-handed, and I like opening a zip this way. However, it's not going to matter because it's going to be that way or this way. All right, that's got to go that way, or else that's a bit too short. So should have got my iron out, but I will do that after. So after watching Christine from Christine's Home Affairs, thank you for your such generous tips. I learnt that you can put a zip this way. Where's my, no pins inside. There you go. Everything's in so many different places. Just reaching over to my sewing machine where there are some quilting pins. So where do I want that to go? So if I pin this, it's actually an invisibly stitched zip. So I'm wondering if I want to come super close to, you know, to the seam, or if I don't mind it being a bit more open. So let's just do a little experiment. So if that's stitched that close, this is what it'll look like. And then I can just cut this. Let's not rip that. That's actually very thick. Beautiful though. This can be the base, and then things like this can kind of come on here. So there, that's one option. The other option is to do it down here and have a wider top, and then that way maybe the base needs to have boxed corners or something that means it's a bit more square, like it's got, if it's got this much at the top, then you want to make a bottom that's got like a 1 inch box corner, so as it has a 1 inch base, because that's about a 1 inch top. I kind of like that idea because it's then, it's not a flat pouch, it's got a bit more room inside. And that means though that then I have to think about, do I want the sides? Because if I do a box, well, I haven't done a box corner before, but thank you Christine from Christine's Home Affairs for being such a good instructor. Great tutorials. If I do a boxed square, it'll mean that it comes in at the side and then flares out at the base. I wish I had something to show as an example, because that won't make any sense. So that's just one thing I need to think about. No one else needs to worry about that because you can just watch as I make it, but that's how it's going to go. And maybe, so this is, oh look, isn't it gorgeous? It's like rusted, but that's beautiful. I love this. This is almost like it was a curtain. Well, it probably was like a kitchen curtain or something like that. And look at it, it's like it's so old. Oh, I just could, oh, that makes me emotional. That's just so beautiful. Okay, this is my first zippered bag, so maybe I don't need to do box corners. Oh, I'm not up for challenging myself today. So let me just do a little finger press. Little finger press seam. And I'll have to come out either side of the start and the end of the zip. So I've got seam allowance for the outside. I just It's a bit hard to put those pins through actually, that because of the zip. And it'll bring it right back, I think. Possibly I might need to shorten the zip just a bit more. I just feel like I need a little bit more selvage this end. All right, let's try this. Dog's still barking next door. Sorry, Severus, that's his name, Severus. Severus Snake. Totally interrupted his happy day, his happy alone day with his dog TV. Oh, does anyone know about cat TV? Some of my cat people have cat TV on for the day with their cats. All right, that's how it's going to go. And so here I want to at least have a bit of room to have enough seam allowance that I can do a ziggy-zag stitch to stop that from fraying. So I'm thinking I'm going to be taking this seam here, just maybe into about there. And I'm going to do that all on the machine. So I've just got a bit more extra for a seam. So that's one side. Finger press a little seam. This will go here. And this will really give me a good idea of whether or not I've got, so this seems a little bit shorter, so I might just bring that seam in just a little bit more. This is using up other bits and pieces from the op shop, so it's not meant to be perfect. And the zip is quite old, so it is a bit wibbly wobbly, but it still works. And it was probably washed off the cushion, because it's a cushion cover. There you go. So when that's stitched on, I'll be able to stitch all of this from the outside down the seams, down, and across the top. Make sure your zipper's out the way if you're going to do this. I'm not an expert at this. This is all me learning as I go. I will not be stitching. I'll be stitching it like this, and then doing the top stitch after I've done all the sides. So it's going to be done like that, then fold it over, then top stitch. No, then do the sides and the base, and then top stitch. And when I'm doing the base, I'll have this open so I can turn it inside out. That's the end of Holbrook. I'm finally finished Holbrook. Started the Gundagai op shop bits. I think it was Gundagai. Ned Kelly Town? Yeah, it was Ned Kelly. No, that's not Gundagai. Ned Kelly. Oh, I'll have to look it up. I'm just getting that wrong. I knew I was forgetting where it was from. Anyway, I will go off and do some bits and bring this back and show you it stitched up so I can actually start stitching some things on it. So I just thought I'd come back with my in-between, and it turned out that stitching it along here, it was just really hard to get it in as close, and I didn't have a zipper foot. I'm really not that great with sewing machines, but this is how it's ended up, which means maybe the universe was saying, go on, give box corners a go. It's not that hard. Anyway, now I'll be able to join along here, join the sides, the bottom, the sides, but I've got to remember to leave the zip open, because if you don't and you've joined everything, you will not be able to turn it inside out. So that's where I'm up to. That's where I'm up to, folks. So I'll be back with part 2 as soon as I get through my other things I'm doing. And I hope that is some sort of an inspiration for you for zips. I'm going to zigzag along here. So I'm going to keep the opening open, and I'll be able to come in and stitch. I think the nature of stitching pieces on here will mean I probably don't need to do a top stitch, because that, you know, that'll happen with slow stitching. In fact, I don't even need to. I can come right up to here if I want. I just wanted something to stitch onto. Okay, I hope some of that was inspirational, me muddling through, having a go at something I've never done before. And I will see you in the next one, and bye for now.